eventually everyone's entitled to their opinion, and if somebody doesn't like something, it doesn't necessarily mean that it not every person is going to like what you do, which is also fine. I really respect that, and I really hope that I'm able to do a project in future where I can make them also happy. The other day we had this screening where everyone came in to watch the film, and
Yeah.
and my family was like, "Are you not going to sit with us and watch?" But I was so awkward because like I feel very very awkward to sit through the screenings of my own film. She's one of my most favorite co-stars. I think she just gets me, and I think
Yeah.
I get her, and so the kind of comfort I share with her is like none other. And so I really, 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 really love working with her. The lines between an outsider and an insider is kind of getting blurry because there are so many people who are coming from different parts of the country and really making a name for themselves and doing the kind of work.
So, hello and welcome to News 18 Shosha. Thank you for joining us today. And I have with me the OG national crush, the poster boy of romance, Rohit. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Shreyanka, thank you so much for that introduction. How are you? Thank you for having
I'm
me.
good. I'm good. I'm good. I want to dive into it by asking you that, Ishq Vishq, when it released back in the early 2000s, it was, although the film has no connection with this one, uh,
Yeah,
but uh, but it was still a very big hit, and over years it has sort of gotten a cult status. The songs are fantastic, many of which
yeah.
have been remade into this one. So when sort of when you heard the script, when you heard that this is a film that is closely related to it, although not a remake in any sense, what was your reaction like? To be sort of stepping into Shahid's shoes. What was your reaction like? Did you feel that I should be able to
So,
do
I,
justice to this?
so actually, when my first reaction was that, am I going to have to step into Shahid sir's shoes? That was my first reaction, and then of course, the makers, the producers, the director, everyone told me that it's a completely new story. It's for very very different characters. Have you seen the film yet, Shreyanka?
I haven't actually. I haven't been able to. Yeah, but I'll
Okay.
catch it. I'll catch it soon. Yeah.
Okay. So if you actually see it, where there's no similarities between the two films, the only similarity is that it belongs to the same franchise. So,
Yeah.
while I was very, very nervous that, oh, am I going to have to like step into Shahid Sir's shoe? I think it was made very clear to me from the very beginning with the script and by the producers and the director that there is no similarity, and hence there is no stepping into anybody's shoe for that matter. And
Yeah.
I was of course very very excited by it. It's a film that we have grown up watching. It's something that I have thoroughly enjoyed,
Yeah.
growing up with, and I've danced to the songs from the first Ishq Vishq. And so when I finally did kind of get the opportunity of doing this, I was nothing but grateful because it is such a huge feather in my hat to be able to do a film like this with a banner like Tips, and have the most incredible songs. Yeah.
But did you have a word with Shahid before or after the release? Did he have anything to say about the film?
So I'm not entirely sure if he's had the time to watch it, the film, but he has been so supportive to all of us
He
during
has.
the entire
Yeah.
process of us announcing that there's Ishq
Yeah.
Vishq Rebound, and then
Yeah.
when the trailer came out, he was so supportive to all of us. He actually reached out and put up a story for us
Yeah.
both times, and he's been very very kind and supportive. And not just him, in fact, even Amrita ma'am for that matter, she's so lovely. We actually when we dropped Chot Dil Pe Lagi, she made a small reel on Instagram and she put it up, and that was
Yeah.
really really heartwarming. It was almost
Yeah.
like she was blessing us that what, I am with you guys, and go for it, and it was really lovely. Yeah. And in fact, like I actually managed to speak with Amrita ma'am. She was shooting a podcast in Delhi, which is why she couldn't be with us when we had a screening. But she said that I'm really really looking forward to watching it, and I absolutely love the songs, and I love the trailer, and I can't wait to watch it. So yeah, they've both been really kind to us.
And speaking of the film, you must have also had your own expectation about your performance and the reception of the film. So, how has that worked out for you? Today when the film has released and it has gotten some really good reviews, and films when they release, they get good reviews, sometimes they get not so good reviews. So, how has
Yeah.
that, in terms of you must have had your own expectations too. So how has that worked out for you? Do you think that it has resonated with today's generation?
So, Shreyanka, most definitely. Thank you for that question. I feel like I had such high expectation from myself when it came to my performance in the film. Because all this while, I had a dream that, oh, I want to be a mainstream hero and I want to do like a mainstream film. I want to be on the big screen and I want to see
Yeah.
myself do the part that I feel like I would be able to, and I want to see myself dance and all of that. And so I had like massive expectation for myself. And I to meet up with that expectation, I could only do one thing, and that was to work tremendously hard for it, which I did. And I ensured that every single day when I entered set and before I left, I ensured that my director and my producers were happy with what I did. Beyond that, I think what happens, how people perceive it is not something that I can control. What I can control is that I ensure that I deliver my 100%. And I think I was able to do that. Um, I'm also extremely, extremely happy and grateful that every single person who's watched the film has loved my performance, has reached out, specifically people from the fraternity, from critics to the media to every single person who's watched it. Our fans, they've watched it, they've loved it. I've gotten some really, really heartwarming messages. I've gotten a great reception on that front. When it comes to when I talk about the film, like you mentioned, some people like it, some people don't necessarily like it that much. And I feel like that's only fair because everyone has their preferred genres. I also very, very strongly believe that the people that we made it for, which was today's generation, every single person in today's generation, when they go and watch it, they're actually really enjoying it, which is why we have people, so many people reaching out to us and telling us how they loved it because they truly resonate with the characters. And I feel that I absolutely respect the people who don't, because eventually everyone's entitled to their opinion, and if somebody doesn't like something, it doesn't necessarily mean that it not every person is going to like what you do, which is also fine. I really respect that, and I really hope that I'm able to do a project in future where I can make them also happy. Where I will do something and they will like that. So and it's great actually. It actually drives me even more when I see somebody who says that I didn't like this. It actually drives me more to do the kind of work which they will like, because eventually as actors we want our audiences to like us. So yeah, I'm actually in a very happy space right now.
But are you critical of your own work? Do you watch your own work with sort of
Oh
trepidation
my
and
God, you have no idea. I am so critical of my work. I actually, so far it's been 12 years since I've been in the industry, and I've been acting. And I have always, always, always been so harsh on myself when it comes to my own work. Because I just feel like I'm also very glad about that, because I think I feel like while I'm harsh on myself, I also feel like there's room for improvement. And so then that kind of helps me explore that room for improvement. Having said that, when I watch, I in all honesty, Shreyanka, I haven't watched Ishq Vishq myself. I'm going tonight to watch it. It was really weird because the other day we had this screening where everyone came in to watch the film, and
yeah,
and my family was like, "Are you not going to sit with us and watch?" But I was so awkward because like I feel very, very awkward to sit through the screenings of my own film. So
yeah.
I always end up watching it later. So I'm going to be watching it tonight. But whatever I've seen in the trailer and in the songs and whatever a little I saw during the dub, I enjoyed myself. I felt that I I also wanted to kind of try a little bit of sort of comedy, if I may say
Hmm.
so. I wanted to kind of see whether I can explore the comic timing, and I could bring in some laughs in the theater, and I felt that I was able to do a bit of that. So I
Yeah.
do feel pretty happy about this one. Yeah,
And also everyone else in the film is a newcomer, and you
Yeah.
you come with really good set of films that you've done in the past. So what was the vibe like on the sets between all of you?
Although I come in with a certain amount of
Were you like
experience.
this? Were you like the senior in the group?
Not at all, not at all. In fact, like I will say that, during promotions, I was like, guys, y'all have to put your A game on, and everyone has to, like, because so much of our promotion is on social media. And
Yeah,
while I am not somebody who's constantly on social media, I also realize the importance of it during promotions, especially. So
yeah,
I would constantly like tell them that, guys, y'all have to post, y'all have to
yeah,
like be at your A game when it comes to social media. But apart from that, even though I came in with a certain amount of experience on set, I think we were all pretty much starting afresh. I think we this was a dream for all of us that we were
yeah,
kind of seeing unfold in front of us for the first time in our lives. So in that
yeah.
sense, I think we were pretty new, all of us, and I think that really helped because it also helped us build that sort of camaraderie where we could lean on each other for support. And
Yeah.
so that really helped.
And veering towards OTT, you also have this incredibly popular series which will come up with the third season very soon. So, Mismatched, tell us what's happening on that front and what can we expect from the new season?
So I honestly do not think I can talk much about it. What I can tell you for sure is that there are a lot of surprises in season three. We've already shot it, and I really hope that we'll release it soon. I think Netflix would be the better kind of people to tell us when it's coming out because I'm waiting for it equally. But having said that, I've really enjoyed shooting season three, and I feel like it's a season that's closest to my heart more than season one and two. So I'm really looking forward to it.
And you probably have recounted this 100 of times before in interviews, but how is it working with Prajakta Koli once again?
Oh, she's lovely. I say this all the time, and no matter which interview you watch of mine, everyone does ask me that, how is it working with her, and I always say that she's one of my most favorite co-stars. I think she just gets me, and I think
Yeah.
I get her, and so the kind of comfort I share with her is like none other, and so I really love working with her.
Rohit, you've been a part of really big films, but in a smaller capacity. But people have loved your work, and you've really hustled, if I may use that term, your way up here. So, as an outsider, I want to ask you that how do you perceive the treatment of outsiders in the industry as somebody who has hustled, who has reached a certain point where people are really positively receptive of your work. How do you think that the industry as a whole is becoming a lot more inclusive, or does it have a long way to go?
So, ma'am, I don't think I can make a statement that will well resonate with everyone, because I'm sure everybody has their own, ups and downs and their journeys. Everyone has to kind of go through their own sets of challenges and celebrations. But I feel like with me, what I can tell you is that it's been 12 years, and in 12 years, never have I felt excluded or disrespected or invisible. I feel like I've always, wherever I have gone, no matter what set I'm a part of, I've always been respected. I genuinely feel that hard work and talent cannot be ignored. I feel like your talent can get you so far, but like your hard work can really take you a long way. And
Yeah,
and I have that's been my sort of mantra in life, that I will, no matter what happens, I will not stop working hard. And I feel like people see it, no matter what capacity I'm a part I have in terms of being a part of the project. I have always been given equal amount of respect as the lead actor, and I've always been, I've always been seen and heard, which I think is very
yeah,
important for an actor. When you're on a set, I think your director, more than anyone else, needs to really, make sure that you feel that you're able to contribute into the project and you're not just a puppet. And
yeah.
I've been really extremely fortunate to have worked with people who have given me that. So I, in all honesty, do feel that the industry is pretty inclusive. Um, And I think with OTT coming in to the picture, with so many more projects being made, I feel like the lines between an outsider and an insider is kind of getting blurry, because there are so many people who are coming from different parts of the country and really making a name for themselves and doing the kind of work which
Yeah,
I think everybody really would be inspired to. For example, like if I have to think about it, I could be completely wrong, but I do believe that one of the films that's being hugely spoken about right now is Laputa Ladies, or for that matter, 12th
yeah,
Fail. I don't see
yeah.
any insider in any of these. In fact, it's the insiders, for
True.
example, Amir Khan and Kiran Rao, giving a
Yeah,
chance to people who've
true,
come from nowhere, and making such incredible films, and giving
true.
an opportunity to such great talents. So I
Yeah.
honestly feel like it's a very, very exciting to be working.
So, one last question before we wrap this
Yeah.
up. Being dubbed the national crush, like I was saying, the OG national crush, because the whole concept of it really sort of kicked off from you. I want to understand from you. How do you? It comes with a set of expectations. It also tends to sort of put one in a bracket. Like a boy next door, sort of a thing. So, did you ever have to navigate this aspect of fame in your personal and your professional life?
Ma'am, how exactly do you mean when you talk about navigating it through my
What
professional
what
lens?
I what I mean is that, do you tend to be typecast in sort of boy next door roles? Do you think that there's a possibility that this can happen?
Okay, well, so far I haven't been, thankfully, touch wood. I feel like I've been given and more than enough opportunities to be able to do a different kind of work also, which is why I do something, let's say, like a Vikram Veda, or now there is something
Yeah,
that I'm a part of, which is very, very exciting. It's anything but a boy next door. It's anything but a lover boy slash chocolate boy slash, any of those kind of things. So I haven't been. So in all honesty, I've not had to kind of navigate through anything at this point. Also, having said that, the choices that I've made and the kind of films I've been a part of, they're very they're well thought of. There's sound choices that I've made. It's
yeah,
not something that I've had to do. It's something that I wanted to do. So it's a personal choice to be able to be a part of these projects. And I'm actually very excited because I don't want to I don't want to disregard the love that I've gotten because of whatever I have been a part of, right? So I don't think I've had to. That would essentially mean that I'm maneuvering through the love that I'm getting. So I don't want to do that. Also, the expectations, when you talk about the expectations, it's not. I never set out to be the national crush. I never set out to be called any of these things. I just set out to
but do you
do
enjoy?
the work.
But do you enjoy that moniker?
Oh,
Or does
100%. I
it
don't
not?
think there would be anybody who would not enjoy it. I think everyone would enjoy it. Uh, I like I said, I never set out to be any of those things, or I didn't plan that. Oh, I want to be called this. I think what I really, really wanted to do is work that made me very happy. Work that made me want to look forward to going to set, and I think I did that, and that turned out to be something where people started calling me that. And I think it's all the people, it's all the fans, it's all the everyone who watches me, my audience. I feel like they call me these things today, tomorrow they'll call me something else, and I will very graciously accept whatever it is that they call me, because eventually my job and my wish is to entertain them, and no matter how I can entertain them, I would love that. So yeah.
Very well put, Rohit. Thank you so much. That's it from me. It was wonderful chatting with you, and I wish you all the very best.
Thank you very much, Shreyanka. I really hope you go and watch the film.
I will. I will. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you.